Hi! Welcome to ProfeKeat's digital English class. Our lesson today is logical fallacies, specifically the fallacies of omission. What is a logical fallacy, you ask? Well, it's simply making an error through argument, resulting in a misconception or presumption. We will learn about one of the four categories of logical fallacies, fallacies of omission. There are four distinct examples of fallacies of omissions: stacking the deck, contradictory premises, argument from the ignorance, and hypothesis contrary to fact. So why should we care about these fallacies? Well, by using these fallacies, we corrupt our logic in our arguments and claims, thus making them unreliable. By correcting these fallacies, our arguments will become much more clear and sound. In today's lesson, various students of mine will demonstrate and explain the four distinct examples of fallacies of omissions in real-life scenarios.
Walmart is the worst store ever. For example, they force small businesses to go out of business, they give their employees unfair health care plans, and give unfair working conditions for boring suppliers.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Hey, your argument is a logical fallacy, a fallacy of omission, specifically stacking the deck. Stacking the deck is basically arguing your own case and giving examples to prove it while completely ignoring the opposite side. In this case, you're only saying why Walmart is bad and giving examples to support yourself, but you don't even consider that Walmart is a good store.
I think Foothills is the best football team in the state, even though according to AIA Power Rankings, South Point is.
That's really interesting, because what you're saying is actually a logical fallacy, specifically fallacies of omission. To be more specific, contradictory premises. Contradictory premises is actually when you create a statement and have a follow-up statement and they both cancel each other out due to the follow-up statement being contradictory to the first statement you made. Such as when you said Foothills is the best football team, yet South Point is really ranked number 1, that makes Foothills not the best football team. Do you understand?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect.
Ollivander, does the Elder Wand actually exist? How do you know it exists? Can you prove it?
Wow, it's Harry Potter. Ollivander the Wandmaker is committing a logical fallacy, an omission fallacy. Specifically, appeal to lack of evidence or argument from the negative. Essentially, this means that the argument's opposition cannot disprove the initial argument, thus making the initial argument true.
In this scene, Hermione asks Ollivander how he can prove the Elder Wand exists. And Ollivander replies, prove that it doesn't exist. Hermione doesn't actually have a way to prove that the wand doesn't exist, therefore Ollivander supports his claim that the Elder Wand exists.
Roger Federer would solidify his position as the greatest tennis player of all time if he just won a few more majors within the next few years.
If Rafael Nadal still continues to beat Roger Federer in future matches, then he should become the greatest player of all time.
Hey! Your arguments have logical fallacies, a fallacy of omission. In this case, hypothesis contrary to fact.
You cannot be serious.
Very. Hypothesis contrary to fact essentially means you're using imaginary examples to support your claim. While either of your points could be true, you're simply supporting them with faulty evidence. Pete Sampras here thinks that Roger would be the greatest of all time if he won more majors, while John McEnroe, on the other hand, claims that Rafael Nadal will become the greatest if he beats Roger a few more times in the future. They basically chose random, non-real examples to support their arguments. As my students have discovered, these omission fallacies, or logical fallacies for that matter, can be found in all sorts of places, whether it be a documentary, novel, or sport. To summarize, kids, keep an open mind and be aware of your surroundings. These logical fallacies can be found almost anywhere. Checkmate!